The earth through celestial eyes. The earth turned again. What's the situation on your side of the planet? The sun asked the moon. Well, I reflect your light, but sometimes it seems that all my attempts to show people the way are in vain, as they cling to darkness, replied the moon. Many are sleeping, but their dreams are uneasy. They are restless and anxious, and then they wonder why the same restlessness and anxiety is reflected back on them from the outside world. From here, it looks like most people are awake, the sun remarked. However, it's not true. Many are either sleeping or allow others to put them to sleep. They keep running, but they never reach their destination. They keep searching for something, but they never find it. Therefore, they have the unceasing feeling of lack, which they try to compensate in various ways. Many try to fill the gap with the help of intellect, said Mercury, which orbits closest to the sun. From the outside, it might seem that Mercury is also running. Yet, unlike humans, it is never in a hurry, and its path is never aimless. It follows its track without ever trying to pretend something it is not. Humans want to acquire knowledge, and knowledge is good, but once it is misused, it becomes evil. Some want knowledge in order to gain power over the rest of people. Sometimes scientific development leads to spiritual decline, and when life becomes too convenient, thanks to technical devices, masses become ignorant. As logic may lead to spiritual regression, prosperity may lead to degradation below a certain level of consciousness, Venus added. Lots of people try to balance the lack of energy with material goods or momentary pleasures. Meanwhile, a huge part of the population lives in hardship. Yet, it should not be this way, because there is abundance in the universe. That is why I doubt that this species, calling itself Homo sapiens, is intellectual at all, an asteroid interjected while speeding past the Earth. Some of the inhabitants of the planet are parasites in one way or another. Some exploit their fellows, whilst others reproduce irresponsibly and expect someone to help them. That's the reason why wars never cease, Mars cried out. One nation colonizes lands and slaughters its inhabitants, but when it goes through the same, it complains of injustice. People can be unjust at times, but the universe never, Jupiter said wisely. Existence is a cycle in which everything is subordinate to one law, the law of cause and effect. Many messengers of light were born to mankind. Their teachings, however, were distorted by religions, which, of course, were necessary as far as moral education is concerned. Yet, those were mostly about power. Just think it over. No creator would place one nation above others and regard it as a chosen one. And definitely, no creator would wish people of different beliefs to kill one another. It's nonsense. As though the sun would say, you behave in the way that pleases me, so I'll warm you. But you don't think the way I expect you to, that's why I'll burn you. And whenever something goes wrong in the world, supporters of each new idea blame the previous ones, Saturn added. Representatives of each new system erase the ideas of their predecessors and promise people something grand, equanimity, for instance. But equanimity exists only in the source of the universe, where souls are united. There's no such thing in the material world. Everything, including species and individuals, are manifested with different gifts, skills, and different purposes. We, celestial bodies, collaborate. We complement one another. But there's also a hierarchy among us. It doesn't mean that any of us is more or less, better or worse. It only means that we are aware of our limits. Nevertheless, some boundaries are to be crossed, said the rebellious Uranus. This is what moves the world forward. If revolutionary genius who dared to go against established beliefs were not born, people would still believe that life on the planet emerged few thousand years ago, the earth was flat, and women were good only for breeding. Unfortunately, people still have lots of misconceptions because they believe manipulators rather than themselves, Neptune remarked without reproach. On the other hand, they deny obvious things, the existence of dimensions, for example. The reason for this is that the universe cannot be regarded narrow-mindedly. They have forgotten that their ancestors had a very important symbol, namely the Tree of Life. If they return to this symbol, they would realize that the Tree of Life roots in the underworld, its trunk embraces space-time, and its canopy branches into various directions, but finally it reaches the source. There's still a long process of learning and painful transformation ahead of humans. Before they return to themselves, Pluto announced, who never bothers about being demoted to a dwarf planet. Any labels attached to it did not affect his life in any way. I can easily destroy humanity, offered a comet that had just arrived in the solar system. There's no need for that, Pluto replied. The mankind is good at self-destruction. Lots of civilizations died out, said the sun. But as consciousness is preserved after the extinction, people create the same conditions over and over again. They must be left to evolve until they understand that creative energy is love vibration. The earth turned again.